This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. Last class we have stopped or we have done with the bootstrap. Not fully done. We have some more topics to cover. So you have any doubt in this? Tell me yes or no. So remaining things we will complete today. So after completing that one, our client side is fully completed. Collapse and all yesterday only we completed. Now small type of tabs like this menu type of tabs and or how to create it. So here you can see in this particular small window only we have here home tab, share tab is there. So how to create those kind of things. Again that is also a built-in class here in this bootstrap. See like this a home tab, menu 1, menu 2 like that we have created. This is an inline type of list we created. We have done a container. The list we have told that is an inline list, created a link on. So that is the simplest form of creating. This is also one kind of navigation only, but in the form of a tabs we will do. This is one example. So this is familiar for you. List type that we told it is inline. So only we are getting that in a horizontal way. We got all the link. Another one you see like this. Here, this is only now it is active like this. This is also one basic type of a navigation tab only, but it is not a dynamic way. That means if I click on this, if I click here next to menus and all, nothing is happening. So this we can make it dynamic. So this is compared to the first one. This is more responsive type or more attractive way we can tell. So navigation only. That navigation tabs is there. First one we have told that is active. So only home it was showing as an active. Okay. The other one is not active. Now how to create this one in dynamic way? Same thing only, navigation tab only. See, initially home is active there. If I click on the next menu, now that will be active. Like this more dynamic way we can create the menus. Okay. So for that, so this one only. While creating that first one, we have told that link A, data toggle like that we are telling that is of which value tab. So that is the home tab only. Now here another one everywhere that same property, same class name only we have used data toggle equal to tab. So each tab wise I can view that. So more dynamic way it will work. Okay. So table content, the tab content is the next division we have. This is just the navigation tabs only created. But when we click on the each one, some content it is showing. Menu 1 is this one, menu 2, another content, 3, another content like that. How the tab content we have created there. So here you can see after this list creation, division created, that is class equal to tab content. So one is division ID we are telling home. That means inside the home list we have to create this tab content. So for that tab pane fade inactive. So fade also we have seen while closing that alert type of things. When I click, it's an animation or it is blinking and it is going like that. We have seen one property that is only fade, then that is active like that. Initially that is active form. The other one here you can see one more division we created, that is for menu 1. Same thing, tab, pane, fade. That was not active. When I click on that one, then only it is showing for me. Here also same properties. Like this, 3 different menus we created and one initially active one home tab also created. So like this, tabs with the dynamic content and which one more responsive type it is working. Clear? So this way also we can create the tabs. We can create tabs with a drop down. See, like this. Okay, so this is also possible to create it. Same navigation tabs created. The first one only active there. One more thing class added is drop down. Okay, so the first one it is not a drop down, so it is completed there itself. But creating the second one, second list item, there we have told that is a drop down. So for only for that particular list item, we have specified class is equal to drop down. And the same thing we have learned last class how to create a drop down. Same classes drop down toggle we have created, that which class we should refer. All those things same thing only. Drop down means we'll use a span also with a class of caret. Same thing here also implemented only for that particular list. After that, one more list is there that we don't have any other things. Submenu 1, submenu 2 like that. Sublist is created. So till here that is one particular list type which is having the drop down. So that is menu 1. Menu 1 only this much is created. The normal way menu 2 and menu 3 is created. So this is one way to create the tabs, or we can tell our navigation bar only. Separately navigation bars also we can create it. Output is like this. This is also a tab type, but we specifically will tell this is a navigation bar. Okay, so always at the top like that we can create it. One this is one tab, this is another one. Like this we can create it different navigations. So here you see how we created that one. While creating the tab also we used which one? NAV class only used there. Then we have told tab. But here while creating this navigation, we have done with navigation bar, header is created there. So only that is coming at the top of the window only it is coming there. Now here navigation bar brand we have created, that is only the website name. So that is one particular division is open. Now here another one. Okay, navigation bar, NAV is created there. One is active there, home, page 1, page 2, page 3 like that. Another list items is created. Okay, so clear these things. This is one example for the simplest form of navigation bar. Now we'll see navigation bar in black color like this. So when I keep that mouse over that names, navigation bar name, that it is coming with the white color. Okay, so otherwise, which is active, that only text value is showing white, all other things is in the gray color like that. When you keep the mouse over that one, then only the color is changing. Again, if I click on that, nothing will happen. This program, yeah. Here only. How to create that with inverse class. Okay, active, then same other things and all. Only here is the difference we have specified there. Then that will come in a black color. Another one. Can create it with the right alignment. See, here so many navigations are there, different navigation bar. And here in this right side, we can see one another one. sign up option, login option is there. So this program and how those icons and all we got, that is all built in values in the Bootstrap. Same black color only came because of this property only. This class name we have used there. So till here it is same thing only. Another unordered list is created here. There you can see navigation bar NAV. Again navigation bar, the alignment we have told where to the right side. Now in that shapes and all we got now. For sign up this icon is coming, for login this particular icon is coming. So that again we have this built-in classes available for that. So a span only creating in that link. So span class equal to this like icon user like that. So that user if I tell, I'll get a person type of things. See here for a sign up. Now it is only a login means this is the login icon. So all these icons are built in your Bootstrap. Just refer like this and you can use it in your code. Okay. So this kind of navigation bar also you can create it. Now here you see navigation bar with the collapsed form. So this is same thing only what we have done there. Last example. Now here this one, if I resize the window, just resizing this one. So you can see what happened. So see here, instead of that right side alignment, all those things, only one fixed one header type of thing only we are getting here. What is your website name? That's it. All other navigations is now hidden. So where it went in these 3 lines, you click, you will get all those things. Okay. So this way also we can collapse the navigation bar using this collapsible thing. This also you can implement in your website. This and all we know, same thing only. Here we have created our website name, that collapse one navigation bar collapse is created, ID equal to my navigation bar. Okay, so here a button also is there, that navigation bar toggle. So only the 3 lines of button we are getting. So in that we have this kind of spans we have created, how it should be arranged like that we have created there. Icon bar only. So only 3 lines I'm getting in that. Actually it is a button. So in that button only we have done that span class equal to icon bar. So that 3 lines it is coming there. So here target we have told to where my navigation bar. So here only one division we have created. So what all content should go into that collapsible thing. So that we have done this home page or home tab we want. Then the next one, which one we have created is a drop down list. Then page 2 and page 3. Plus which one also the user and login option also should go inside that collapsible navigation. So only ID we have referred it as my navigation bar. So while creating that button for that collapse thing, here we have told data target equal to my navigation. So only when I'm resizing that one, that these all things, whatever I created inside this collapse navigation bar collapse, everything is going into that particular button. Okay. When I click on that button, then only it is viewable. Okay. So this also you can implement it there. We can create forms also with your navigation bar. This also you have seen real-time situations like this. This is a search bar. We have a submit button also. In this way also you can create your navigation bar. One more thing with the navigation. See, this all navigation bar is created. When you scroll down, that navigation bar is fixed there. Only the content inside your web page only scrolling like this. So this also you can create it. Okay. So for that fixed, you can see here this thing on navigation bar fixed top like that. One more class name we have added there. That's it. And for creating the forms, a form class is created. Where we are creating that one on the navigation bar only. So the class name is navigation bar form, that is left like that. Action we have telling like this, nothing will happen. We can make it as empty or whichever page you want, you can click on that one. So here input type equal to text, class is equal to form control. That placeholder what we want is a search type of this. So text box only. In that we have type inside that. That means like a placeholder. When you have seen here. So when that is loading, see this search it came. Now how it came is because here the placeholder for the input type we have specified as search. Okay, so whatever name I'm typing there for the placeholder, that it will show on your text box. So by seeing that only we'll come to know, okay, this text box is asking us to type something to search there. So in that way also I can create it. Okay, fine. Clear these things. This is about your navigation bars. So all these things now you can implement it. We'll see about the forms. So how to create different forms. So horizontal way how to create it like this. This is a horizontal form. So this text boxes is there, labels are created. Here we have a checkbox and a submit button. So the form class equal to form horizontal we are telling. Then form group, that means all those things we want to align in a proper way. So we have created a division class, that is which one form group, and label class we have told, that is control label. Then column small with the size like this we have specified. Name of your label is email, and what should be displayed for the user like this it should be displayed. Okay. Now after that one column space also we have given a division like this, and then the input type is given. So input type, email type of one text box only creating, form control same class only we have used there. Now the ID is which one, email, and in that placeholder what is typed is enter email. So by seeing that placeholder value you come to know, okay, they are asking us to enter the email ID. So in that way also I can get. If you are giving the placeholder, then you can ignore the labels actually. So together if you use also no problem, or without a label also just input type equal to email, then a placeholder you tell enter email like that. That is also working like a label on. Just prompting the user on what to do with that page. Okay, so that also placeholder you can use it. Same thing for the password also we have done. Checkbox also created there. And here last one is the submit button. Okay, so we created, we have different button properties are there, primary type, success type, then danger type, and all. In that we created a default one only. So the output we got like this. Okay, fine. This is about horizontal. Now we have vertical type. Output you can go. So like this. So after that label, next line only we are getting which one the text box format. So all are in next lines. It is showing all the controls. So this also we can create it. So normally this one only we'll be seeing every time. So here only this much. A label created with email, input type equal to email, class, form, control. If it is horizontal, then so many properties for the label we have to create it. How much division we want between that label and the text boxes, that arrangements and all we have to tell it properly. Okay. If it is not in a horizontal way, vertical name, it's no need. Just to create a label. Label name is specified. What to be displayed for the user. That's it. Email, that means input type, same manner, no other differences for that. Other label is created. Checkbox also the normal way. Submit button. So this is the default one or the basic form of basic forms how to create in Bootstrap. Okay, that is a vertical one only. Now we have inline type. See like this. Okay, so here we have everything in the same line itself. Horizontal means okay, it was going as a row form only, but email is in one line, password is in another line, like that we have created. resize it. So what is the difference you see? When you are resizing, then it is coming as which one? Our normal vertical type one, default one like that. Okay. If it is in the maximum size, then it is in the form of inline. Okay. So here also, same thing only we have created, but only difference is we specified here what is the form class we have to specify. If it is a vertical, no need to tell anything. If it is a horizontal, I have to tell that is a horizontal way. For inline also, we have to specify what is the class name. So what is that resize property? You have any confusion means I'll just tell you. In a mobile also we can access our websites and all. So sometimes that it will not show according to your mobile resolution or the size of your screen. So there one option will get in your browser. You can view that as a desktop site. If I click on that one, then it will show according to which one. In a computer monitor resolution, how we are seeing, according to that, the website content, all the controls it will be showing. So in both way it will work. That is only this resizing property we are viewing. If I resize that one, what is the view we will get? If it is in the maximum size, the window it is there, then what is the view we are getting? So that is only the differences. Okay. So that no need to confuse. Okay. So that is about how to create your forms. We'll see one input box example also like this. Okay. So one is just a normal text box only. The other one for the in password. So lengthy one, bigger one we have created. So normal one only. See, no other differences. By default, that will be in that sizes. Okay. Now yesterday's we will be sending. Okay, sorry for the delay. We'll be sending the record. Okay. Now other examples we'll see. See, like this type of input button also I can create it. See, with icons. This icon we have already said no, that user type, and this is for some locking type password. This also in real time you have seen this type of things. So how to create this kind of input boxes? So many things is there which you are using commonly, only that much I'm showing. Need to get confused with all those things. So input group class we have to create it there. Then we are telling span. That means in that left side we want that span. No. So input group add on. There again we use which one, that icon type user we have used it there. Okay. Then in that a small partition again it is there. Already span means inside the division, that is a one division only. And again in that we are getting, see, like this kind of one small box type like that we are getting. That is only that I tag frame like that we can tell. That frame only we have created there. So inside that frame only we have kept which one, that image type. Then the normal input ID, email, we have given the placeholder, all those things. So that is one division. Another division again, that is an input group. Same class is used there. Now this is for the lock icon we have used. So that is input box for the password. Okay. Another same, we have this additional info text type of thing. So for that you can see here, we have not used anything. We just typed the text on. Now, if you want at the right side, okay, so input group equal to we have used input email ID. If it is right side, first that text box we have to create it with all these properties. After that only the span creation we are telling. Then it comes in the right side. Okay. Here the first one by default we created that in the left side only. That means first the span we have told the text box only how to divide it first. Then the properties for the text box we have told. Here, if you want at the right side, first tell the properties of the text box, then the division we are telling like same class names only used there. So clear? So this type of input boxes also we can create it. Okay. We'll see one example for the select one also. We know how to create a select tag. Option 1, option 2, like that we have created. How we are viewing this one in Bootstrap, we'll see. See like this. Drop down only menus we have created inside your forms like this. Select one we have used. This is also one thing. Okay. See, one we have created, we can select only one item like that. So for that label, for select one, select list only one, form control, then these are the options we have given. Another label is created, there I can create multiple select. So hold shift to select more than one like that, an option also we have told there. So there we have told what? Select multiple class equal to form control. The first one was a normal one, there only select tag, then the class equal to form control only specified. If the same choices only, but you can select multiple values at a time, and the class name should be like this. Only that is the differences. Okay. So clear about your forms, how to create forms in 3 different ways, how to create input boxes, how to create input boxes and that means group with icon, and how to create a normal drop down now inside your forms. Drop down already we created, not that one. Inside a form, how to create a drop down list. Okay, so that is using the select tag, how to create. That one only we have seen here. Okay, fine. Any doubt in these things? See one example, another type of thing we'll see. See like this. Have images. See, I have a left arrow and a right arrow also. So whatever images you have, we can give some slides show like this. If I click on that, it will show the next image like this. How to create this kind of, this also you can implement in your website. Some pictures, picture gallery or something about your college if you are keeping. So that also you can make a slideshow like this. Okay. So for that, the class name they have given is that carousel like that. Okay. See, the division ID we given is my carousel. So here the slide we have given data ID equal to in that. So if you give this one, automatically that will create or it will behave in that forms only because all these are built-ins. Okay. Now we want 3 different list items. That means 3 different slides I have created. So how many number of slides you have? According to that, you can create this list items. So data target equal to that one, slide to 0, 1, 2, like that we have. So while page it is loading, the first one is the active one, that also we have specified. Now, how we will give the values to that? So it is like carousel inner like that. Which one is in the active form? So this image value I have specified there. What is the width? All those things is specified. Next one, next image value, one more. So item active, that is the first one. So that is will replace into which one? 0th position in your slides. The next one is in the first position and the next item is in the second position, like that we have arranged it. Okay. And how I got those 2 arrows? So we have a left arrow and we have a right arrow. How I got those 2 arrows? Again, that is another link only. See, when I click on that one, it is going to the left side. When I click on that right one, it is showing the right side values like that. Okay. So forward direction or a backward direction in that manner also we can give it. So we created a link. There we told what we have to control it. That carousel thing only left side we have to control it. Okay. Now data slide is equal to previous we have told. That icon how I got, again see this class only we have used is there. This is a built-in class. You can use in that. Now here another one that is for the right side. So that slide we should go to the next slides only. Again that icon also we have given. Okay, fine. Any doubt? So this kind of things also we can create. Okay. So last, when I showed you the one demo web page and all demo website, there we had some opinion about your courses or something I showed you. Now, like this, some command if you want, how to give some media object command like that and all, we can create like this. Media objects we will do. See, someone is commenting. If you open a website, their comments there it will show the people who have this commented this time they have posted that comment like that and all. We get some information now. So in this way, if you want to implement anything in your website, we can use this media objects. Okay. This icon and all I have downloaded, then I kept it. Okay. It is not built in with these objects and all media objects. So that separately we have to do. How to do this kind of designing only we are learning using media objects. One program we'll see for that. So here the division class we have told it is media. Their left is there. Then in that image source I have given that image value. Okay, class we have told that is media object. In that division body part. So the he told this much. What is the time value we have when he posted all those things and what is the content to be displayed for that particular person. Okay. Now in that again, see nested like that one video you can see here. Like this nested. So one first is this one, inside that here this value, again another list value like that, a nested form we have created. Then you can see like this media left. Okay, same manner, that means where that image should come, all those things only we are telling here media left and all. Another image is placed there. What is the media body for that one? Again another one. Okay, so all these things we can create. Only thing we have to remember is media body is one class name, media left is one class name. Okay, then media object is one class name. We have to remember. All other things this we only typing. See, in an italic form we want that in small, least important like that something if you want to display. Okay, so all those things we only typed there for your heading. Those things only came there. Images that should be there in your folder, then only I can refer like this. This extension is also not there properly means it will not load the images. So all those things should be proper. Okay, so this is one example which one we are seeing in a real time. One more example which we are seeing in real time. I'll show you how to add these things. Some card type image is not loaded. Just change the reload it. So see like this. About a person, some card like that. Okay, so here what we are seeing some information about this person. So his picture, all those things. So some reviews if you want to give about your website already. Some people had reviewed something, so you can view their things, their profile after learning all those things. Now where they are, what is their profile, all those things. Now I can create like this. This is how to create a card. Okay. So this is one example, or this image is at the bottom, one is here at the top. Like this type of card things also we can. So those things again built-in values only. So see first one, the image at the top. Division we told that is card, and its style width we told that is 400 pixels. So only we are getting that much sizes and all. In that first that image tag only we are giving. So card image top like that a class we have used. The image value source we have specified there. How much that image style should be there or width, all those properties is set there. Now inside that, what about the card body? That means content how I will type it. For that we have given heading. Card title is about the name of that person. And card text means about that person, something we can display there. And more, if you want to know about that one, we have given a link also. A button type of a link is created there. That's it. That is only same property. Okay. So all these things is your card body. All together card. Another one creating, that is image at the bottom. Same thing. There also card property only we are setting. Card body first we are typing there. Its title and its text value. After that only the image we are setting. Here that profile is not there. If you want that also you can keep it there, no problem. This is two ways how to create the cards. Any doubt in these things? You got it? Some customized type of checkboxes, customized type of select things and all you can create it. That also I'll just show you. If you want, you can use in your website. Output you see, then you will come to know what is the differences. See like this. This is our normal checkbox. We customizing and writing checkboxes like this. See the differences? So how to create this type of customized checkbox? So here you can see first that one we are telling custom control class we have used there for the division. Okay, and we have to tell custom checkbox, that is MP3 like that. This class name also we have to type it. Okay, if you type that one, that will create a customized checkbox. Type is again input type. I have to tell which one, that is a checkbox only. Class is which one, custom control input I have to tell there. This is one example like that. Okay, that's it. Custom checkbox is that value. Now, if you want to create a normal one, this class names and all, no need to type it there. What we are typing, just input type equal to checkbox. What is ID value and what is the name of the checkbox? That's it. Okay, only that is the difference. Okay, so this class names, if you specify, then we can create a custom type of checkboxes. If you are not giving that one, it will create a normal checkbox. Okay. So these things also we can create it. And this and all, it was not in the previous version. What latest version of Bootstrap we are using, that it is there. A range also how we can create it. See like this. This is a range button. No? This is the default one. If you are creating it a customized form, we'll get a range button like this. Okay, so that is also one example. We have created table like this custom range. Okay, now here while creating, we have told that class name as what, custom range. Input type equal to range. If you specify, we can create a range button. In that class, if you type that is custom range, it will create according to the customized form. So this is for the default one. Their type is only say range only, but class name is not specified. So that is a normal one. We have to. One more thing. This is about our select one. See, customizable. Up arrow, down arrow like that and all, you have to create it. This kind of customized form we can create for your select menu. Okay. This is what you can see here. So the select name, that is cards. Custom select MD3, we have to create it. Then that is in the customized form of select. That's only those class names we have to. Again, I'm telling no need to worry how I know that class names and all. We have the documentation. Getbootstrap.com documentation is there. There, if you go, you'll get to know what all class names are there. So this is no need to by heart also. Okay. Whenever you want, you just refer that one and use it. I'm just showing you these all possible things are available. Okay. Finally, one more thing. See like this. If you want to select any file items and all. So if I click on that browse, it will open my computer file explorer. It is opening. From that, which file you want to upload it, we can select that file. Click on this one, it will upload like that. Click on submit, it will get uploaded. So just how to create this custom file type of input box. This is custom file, this is a normal one. I think this also you have seen while uploading your photo, while uploading your signature or something for their online application or something, how to create this kind of things. So that is also available. So for that, we have done again see custom file MP3. Select also in the same manner, custom file also in the same manner, custom select is there, custom file is there. So MP3 like that we have given input type equal to file. There also class is specified custom file input, writing the file. That's it. Okay. If you want a default one, just only this much is enough. Input type equal to file we have to tell. Then the mail file, that is your file name that or ID for that input box. Name is file name 2 like that we have specified. That's it. That is the differences. These are new things which they have included in your Bootstrap latest version, that is more like that. All other things we have learned yesterday's or today's what we have learned is from the old, but still it continues for the new versions also. Okay, so now using all these things, you can create your own one web page. Okay, fine. Any doubt? So now you have to start doing. So we completed our front end. Client side, how to create user interface, that part is complete. Any doubt is there now you can ask me, because after completing you should show me your web page there, how you created. Okay. So regarding these things, client side or front end, any doubts you have, now you can ask. So no one have doubts. So you have to show me your web page, how you are creating your first page, landing page only how to create it. That how you are designing your first page, that you have to show me, that when you will show me. You can reply me in the chats when you will able to show me all those things. You can reply, because next time I'm going to start with server side only. So front end is completed. So you can use your HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js. If you want, you can use it, or without that also fine only. Okay. Bootstrap, you implement it there. Different style, more responsive, dynamic way how to create it, that you can implement it there. So when you will show me, that you have to tell me now. Ideas I told you.
Ma'am, what
So
kind
no
of
need. That's what that I told you. No, your college type of one web page only you create it. See which course you are doing.
Okay.
If you are doing BCom, only for the BCom department, you create one front page. Okay. So in that BCom, what all things you will be learning according to that. Okay. You can make all these designing things. If you are learning BBA, what is BBA or what is the advantage of learning that one? Okay, so those kind of things you can create. Or else, if you want some ideas, Other than this college things, if you have your own any ideas and all, in that way also you can create it. I'm not telling compulsory how to create your college type of things, not like that. Which one you want, create it. Okay, fine. So when you will be telling me?
Ma'am, can you please send us the programs, ma'am? Is
So
it
these
possible?
programs you want, without that it is not possible.
Yes, ma'am. It's a little difficult.
Ma'am, and also
Which
you
sorry? I didn't heard you. What you told?
ma'am, also you told you would ask if you could send us the PDF.
Yeah. That I'll just inform you. Okay. I couldn't, so only. Okay, so I think after getting notes only you will start developing. Okay, fine, then I'll tell when it is possible to give you this programs and all. Okay, fine. Other than that, any other doubts you have? So now I'm completing client side. That means our front-end applications. Okay. So next thing we have to start with our server side. So in front-end, what all things we used? Our HTML we used, hypertext markup language, CSS we used, cascading style sheet, JavaScript language we used. How to use JavaScript also now you are familiar with all those things. Then in the JavaScript a framework we have used, that is React.js. How to write more user friendly or more reusable type of components, how to write using JavaScript. For that React.js framework we have used. Okay, in real time we have to use with the React.js only. That's what you have to try with that one. At least one page or something you try with React.js. Fully if it is not there also no problem. Just one page you have to try it. Then how to implement this kind of responsive type of things using Bootstrap. Okay, Bootstrap no need to download. I told you just copy paste from that website getbootstrap.com. There only we will get the documentations. You can refer the documentation to get to know what is the class names for each type of designing. You just refer that one in your HTML. Okay, then I can implement the Bootstrap. How to use React.js? We first downloaded Node.js. Using the npm package manager only, I downloaded which one React.js and created our project. I think you are remembering those steps what we have done for the React.js. Then one more thing I used is Visual Studio Code. One software is used, that is an IDE, where I can do all these kind of programs or all these project type of things. If I want combine together HTML, CSS, JavaScript file together, if I want to create a project, that is the best software IDE, integrated development environment. That also I have used it. Okay, so you can use this one also, no problem. And on Notepad++, if you want, that also you can use for your normal HTML, CSS. No need of this Notepad, you can use that also. Okay, which one you are convenient, use it. Now, what is server side means? Now this interface, user interface only we have learned how to create it. So we learned how to create forms, text boxes we learned. So if a new user is coming, he is registering something or he wants to register means he'll enter all his details. For that a user interface we have created and kept it there. Okay, so in that it is asking the username, first name, last name, age, address, all those some inputs values we have asked the user. So he given all those inputs. Then we click on the submit button. That also I showed you how to retrieve the value and keep it in one variable and how to send that value to a next page. That and all I have showed you. Now our logic for the server side is what? When you click on the submit button, these all the values get saved into your databases. Okay, so we have to retrieve the value plus we have to save that one to the database also. That is the server side tool. So when user is requesting something, this is also one kind of request only. What we are registering that one. For that, the inputs you have given is all your registration details. When we click on that one, it is some kind of request we are sending to the server. What is the request I told? To save all these things into your database. That is the request I have sent there. So after that, it should reply properly. A response I want from the server side, whether it is able to do it or not. If you create your Gmail, it will ask first the Gmail account creation. We have to select a username, our date of birth we have to type in there, mobile number we have to type in there, we have to select a password. After done doing all those things, when I click on the submit, it is saving all these details to the database only. Then it will send a response back. You have successfully created your mail account or something like that, a message I give. That is the response I'm getting from the server side when I register newly to a website. Okay, next step. Later, after too many days, again I'm using the same website. What we will do there, we'll click on the sign in because already I created an account there. When I click on sign in, we'll input our username and password. Now that is the request I'm sending to where to the server. Only username and password. So that time also user what it should do, it should check first whether all your details are proper or not. So server side validations it is doing there. We learned validations here in the client side. Just while inputting only it is telling this must be this many characters, password must be same like that. And other than that, when the database value it is fetching and checking and telling what you are a proper user or your password you have typed properly. So then only you can go inside like that. We have the options, validations. So that is also another server side applications. So there the request we given. Now the response is what? Either it should, if everything is proper means it should load my web page. That is my Gmail page it should load. Otherwise, what is the response we have to get back? Your username is not correct or your password is not correct. Like that, a response we want back. Okay. So here in the server side, we'll handle with request and responses. Say what is the request and what is responses. According to that one only, we'll do server side programs. Okay. So server side, we have to start with Node.js. Okay, we'll take some 10 minutes break. Then I'll start with Node.js. Okay. carefully how to create a client-side applications. Now we are learning how to create a backend or how the server side is working. That only now we have to learn. For that, we are using one framework that is Node.js. Okay. It's nothing but JavaScript only. How React.js we have used? It is a framework for creating reusable components. Same manner, this is also a JavaScript framework which I can use to work with our server side. Okay. So how to handle the server side application or how to handle the server side coding and all. We'll use which framework? Node.js framework. That is the popular one and that is a commonly used framework. Okay. We have other languages. I can use Python. I can use Java also. So this is only more user friendly they are telling. That also I can refer. Python also we can use it. I'll just show you how to use with Python. Okay, now we will do with Node.js. What is Node.js? What are the features? How to use a Node.js in your computer to create a server? So we can tell it is a cross-platform runtime environment and the library for running JavaScript application outside the browser. Till now, whatever things we have seen, okay, we have written the programs, JavaScript programs also we have written it. We have seen when I am running that file, we are seeing in the web browser. Now it is not the actual thing. Now we have to connect with the server. Server side also this application or whatever coding part or interfaces, user interfaces I have created, how to get connected to your server side. For that we need a runtime environment we want. So that is only creating using which one? Node.js. So we are creating a new runtime environment using this framework Node.js. It is cross-platform means that can be work in any operating system. Windows we can use the same thing. Mac OS also I can use it. Linux also I can use it. So it is a cross-platform they are telling. So which is used for running JavaScript application outside the browser. So it is used for creating server-side and networking web applications. So what is the main usage of this library file is for server-side, or we can do some kind of networking web applications if you want. We can use which one? Node.js we can use. It is open source and free to use. How we have downloaded React.js, because that is also open source only. Same manner we can download and use which one also? Node.js also. So how to download also I just showed you that day. Once again we'll see today. Now, what is the many of the basic modules is some kind of library files only. Okay, so they are telling library files with the name modules. So basic modules of Node.js are written in which language only? JavaScript only. So this is mostly used to run real-time server applications. So that is its usage. So this is a platform actually where they have started or how they created this Node.js. It's a platform built on our Chrome's JavaScript runtime for easily building fast and scalable network applications. Google Chrome web browser, in that only they have created which one? This kind of a platform. For what purpose? For running the JavaScript more fastly and more scalable network applications. Okay. There provides rich library of various JavaScript modules to simplify the development of web applications. So many, how the bootstrap we have learned now. So we don't need to write much coding, just refer the class name and you can implement the logics there. Same manner, Node.js also have rich library so that it will make our programming easy. Okay. And before we start with the server-side application, you should know what is this HTTP type of messages. So what is HTTP? It is kind of protocols. So what is a protocol? So if you are working in networking or if you want to create any network between, that is a connection from one computer to another, there and all we must follow some protocols. So what is that? It is some set of rules and regulations. Okay. So if server client some computer communication if you want to perform is there some kind of protocols we have to follow. Then if you are sending a email if you are sending to one person, then there are some protocol. If you are handling with something in files and all in your networks, so some files we are downloading, some files we are uploading. So file type of any operations if you want, you have to follow some other kind of protocols. So normally, if I am creating any web applications or a website, if we are creating, there we have two parts only mainly. What I told, client side is there, server side is there, or a front end is there, back end is there, we are doing. So client, that is nothing but our web browser. So if I am a client means I am using to access that website, we are using which one only, our web browser only we are using. So through web browser, we are accessing that website and inputs we have typed it. So that is one message we are sending to which side, server side. Then after evaluating our messages or after operational things and all is done means, then it send back a response for the client. So a request we have to send, a response also we have to get it back. Those we have to follow which one, HTTP protocol we have to follow. That is hypertext transfer protocol. So what is that kind of messages? So when data is exchanged between a server and a client, that is only which type of messages? HTTP type of messages. Two types of messages actually it is there. The request type of message is there, response type of message is there. So what is the request? That I already explained. The request is sent by the client to trigger an action on the server. So when I am trying to log in there, we have inputted our details, username and password. That is a request we are giving to the server. Server has to check that one whether we have entered all the details properly. If it is there, the response is sent back. Okay, so the response is the answer from the server. That will be some other page. Our login page only it is showing. So that is the response we got from the server. So this is important. Always we should remember this one when we work with the server side. We have this protocol that is HTTP protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. So where we are using any in communication between server and a client, how to follow this one only. So what is the type of messages we can do with HTTP? That is request type of messages I can do and a response type of messages we can. Okay. Request type, what kind of methods I can use? Mainly two types, get and post methods. This also I explained it. What is get type of method, what is post type of method. When we are creating our forms and all, form take attributes which one action attribute is there, one method is there. Action is like what we are telling, when I click on or when we are submitting those things, whatever inputs we have given in the form, which page it should load or where it should go like that, next which page it should go. All those information only will give inside where action. In that, what type of request we are sending there, whether it is a get type of method we are using or a post type of method we are using, that is only your HTTP request. Okay. So that without specifying methods also you can create a forms. If you are not specifying the form method, by default that is get. Post if you want that you have to specifically tell there what is the type of the method. Post we have to tell it. Otherwise by default it is get. It is not in a secure manner, okay, because whatever I am giving that inputs and all, that everything will be displayed in your web browser. So those who are viewing your applications and all, everyone will come to know, okay, what is the username and password you have typed. So more secure way if you want, it is better to use with which method only, post method only you can use it. Okay. Now response type of one another message is there. So that is a response from the server with the target to provide the client with the desired services. Okay, so if we are requesting for that particular page to load, if you click on that one, that is the page it should show. So that is the response we are getting from the server. So two types of HTTP messages, request type and response type. That always we have to keep in our mind. Okay, because this kind of coding part only we are doing. So is this clear? What is request and what is response? Any doubt? Now we'll see how to create our first example for the Node.js. Okay. So before that, we should install our Node.js. So when before installing the React Node.js that I showed you how to install Node.js because React is using that same package manager npm. One second. So you have to download this, then only you can do server-side programs and all. You can give download Node.js. So the first website only, which one? Nodejs.org. There only you can click. See, here this is recommended for the most users. This version we can do some what to tell you. This is current. When some latest features will be there, which one you want you can do. This is only recommended, so you click on that one. This is some stable kind of version only. Okay, this is current one. Some new features will be there, but not in a stable way. So better you do with the first one only. Recommended for the most users. This NTS is there. That only you download it. See, if you scroll down, you can see according to your operating system, we will get the source. Okay. So Windows installer, there also according to your operating system, whether it is a 32-bit or 64-bit. That also you once you check in your computer, which bit, how many bit operating system it is there, whether it is a 32-bit or 64-bit. That once you check, then you download whatever options you had, you download it. Okay. After downloading, you have to install that one. I think you know how to install software. Same thing only. Now the differences. See like this, that node, if you download it, no Node.js, that it will come like this. It is a Windows installer format only, it is there. You double click on that one. It will open a setup window for you, how to install a software. There are options they will only show. You can read that one. Agree for that terms and conditions. Click on next. Select all those available things if you want. Then finally you can finish the installation. After installing, when you type here Node, it will show your app like this, Node.js. Okay, you have an command prompt also. Additional anything is there means you can install with the Node.js command prompt. We can use it there, or else normal command prompt only you can use. How we done the React.js installation? No, that also same manner we can do it there. So either this one or the normal command prompt we can use for the additional installation, something if you want for your Node.js. That's it. Okay, so this will be able to do it right. So where you are doing your web application in that computer, you install and keep which one? Node.js software. Then only I can use all those built-in modules available in the Node.js. Otherwise, it is not possible. Okay, clear this much? Any doubt? Okay, now we will see how we'll create our program. So it is nothing but JavaScript only. They have created everything, all these library files contains which one only JavaScript type of files only we have. So we are doing programs in JavaScript manner. So some extra things we should know. See, we have two types of applications I can create. Console based Node.js applications we can create and web based also we can create. Both I'll show you. Console based means normally in the same window there itself I'll get the where I'm using that one in the same one console window, one output window will be there. So where I'm trying to run that application, there itself I'll get the output. That is only console based. Web based means connecting to your web browser, it will show the output. Okay. So like this, two ways we can create the applications. So So first is console based example. For that, you have to type this content. Which one? Console.log. Console is like an object. How we have written that document.write, document.write element, document.get element by ID, document object we have used for now normal JavaScript. Similar to that one, console is an object which will be handling these things with the console window. Okay, that means your output window. That's it only, console. Now there, how to display the values? We have this function what.log. For our normal things, document object if you are using, there we used write function, get element by ID functions we have used. So only we are getting the value displayed in that window. If you want to display in your console, console log function, we have to use it there. This is the message which I want to display there. Okay. So first we have to create this file. So we'll create it in a notepad only. That is only enough. Open the notepad. There you can type console.log. That's it. Okay. Now you save it. So where you want to save, you can decide. You have to remember the path where you, because in the command prompt you have to access that path and all. So just selecting C drive that uses this folder only I'm creating. So just creating with first example dot JavaScript file. No, so extension is always which one only, .js is the extension. Save it. Now how we'll view this output? For that we need a console. So we have to initiate this particular file. Which one? First example.js file we have to initiate it. Then only we will execute the content from that file. So how to perform that one? You open your command prompt. So see, either you can open Node.js command prompt you can open, or else your normal command prompt only you can open it, no problem. And we have to run this following code. So Node is the what to tell, our server name or something. Then this is the file name. Okay, so this is for the execution. We have to write this command. Which command? Node command. We have to type it there. Space your file name. There in my computer now I have given the file name is first example, that we have to type it there. You see the output. Here I am opening normal command prompt only. So see, now I have the same path where I have saved my program. C drive, users, Lakshmi, like that. One folder is there. That path only it is showing. Now in the same location only, now I have saved my file. See, if you have your D drive or something means, you can type here D like this. In my computer, again I'm telling the same thing I showed you last class also, where we have installed React.js. If you have another drive, there only have saved it means, you can just type D colon, press enter button, it will show the D drive. There you can go to your particular folder and all. How to go to that one? CD command you have to type your folder name. Then type the command format. In my computer, I don't have D drive, so only it is showing the error like this. Okay. Now here, what we have to do is, you have to type which one? Node command space the file name, that is first example is the file name which I have given, .js. So see, after pressing enter button, the message which I have given in the log function, console.log, what we have given is hello. So here it's a, this is my console window now. In that only I got the message like this. Clear this one? Any doubt? So what we have done is, you open a notepad file first. There you can type this single line only, because just one hello message only I'm showing now how to print it. So we have typed there console.log. There the message within single quotes or double quotes, you can type the message which you want to display there. After that, what we have done, saved the file. So while saving, you have to see which is the location you are selecting, in which folder you are saving, all those things we have to see it there. Then after completing that, .js extension we have to give while giving the file name .js because that is a JavaScript file only. Open your command prompt. You can just type cmd. It will open the command prompt. There you have to see what is the path. By default it is showing there. If you don't have this path, means you can exit from that. See, if you want to exit from this folder, you can type cd to full stop dot dot. If you type, it will exit from that particular folder. Again cd dot dot means from the users folder also we have exited. C is a drive, that is not possible to exit that one. Just we can change the drive only. That only I told you. Type your drive name, colon, press enter button. It will change the drive. If you want to go inside that folder, cd, the folder name we have to type it, cd users. In that one more folder we have, that is this name. So now we are inside that. Then we have to tell what? Node command and your file name .js. So then also I got the same message which you have given. Is this clear? Any doubt? Okay, so this is about our console based application, how to create using Node.js. Now web based, how to create? For that we are creating a web server. So server we have to create in our computer. Okay. How to create that one? For that we have to write extra steps. Okay, fine. Now how to create that one? This mainly three important parts we have. We have to import a required module. Okay, so I think you remember in React.js how we got the library files. We used a keyword there, import React from React, like that. A statement first only we have used there. That is just a declaration statement. We are telling this file now I want to use in my current program, like that. That library file name you are including to your current program, like that. A declaration only we have given there. Same manner here also we have to tell it that. So we are telling require one directive we are using to load a Node.js. Okay. So mainly if it is a web-based application or a web-based Node.js, if I am doing there, I have two types of messages. Correct. We have request type of messages there, response type of messages there. That comes under which type? HTTP type of message. They both are. So we have a built-in module HTTP which will handle the request and response type of requesting in which one or messages in this web-based applications. So that one only now I have to load it if we are creating which one? A web-based application. Next step is we have to create a server. That means now this computer which I am using this one, that I have to create it as what? As a server we have to create it. So we are establishing a server which will listen to client's request. That means similar to an Apache. Like Apache is a server name, okay, which is available commonly in a real-time situation. So similar to that one, we are just creating this current machine as a server. Okay. After that, now the next thing is what? We can read requests and we can return responses. So that server is now after creating the server will be able to read the request from the client and it can return responses back to the client. So here the created server created the second step will read HTTP request made by the client, which can be a browser or a console, and return back the response for that particular. So these three steps we have to follow while creating which one? Web-based application. Okay. So we'll see one example for that web-based applications. So this is the steps. So we need to first use which one only? That require function we have used it there. So that only we have told there what require directly we have to use to load the modules. What module now here we are loading is HTTP because we are handling with request and responses. So compulsorily we need which one? This require HTTP we need in all our web-based applications. That storing into this variable HTTP. If you are confusing with this variable name and this module name, you can give variable name as a different one. But module name should be what? HTTP only we have to give it there. Now, next step is what? Create a server. So, how to create a server? That variable HTTP dot, this create a server a function is there. That is a built-in function. Using that function, we can create a server. For that, we created or we are calling a function with what arguments? Request argument and response argument. Or we can tell request object is there, response object is there. Now it just printing, now it is just telling you a response from the server. That means whoever is connecting to this particular server, I'm creating a server, no. So whoever is connecting to this particular server, they all get a message as a response. Hello world like that, or hello user, something you can display. That is your wish, what you want to display there. So how I'll send that response? For that, we need always, it is not required this writing head and all. We are telling this is the status value or status code and some content type. That means the response you want in which way. In the meta tags and all we have told no in HTML what type of content to be displayed for the user like that. So that is only here also we are telling content type, we are telling that is the form of HTML we want. That is storing in which function? Right head for this response object. Now, while ending that response, we are sending this message. Okay, this is one way to send the message. I'll show you one more way. So, this end function is representing what your response is ending there. So, that time we are sending a message like this. See, all these things is inside where inside this create server only, inside the function only. This function definition only this much. Till here. What is the function? This request and response as two arguments we have. In that now we are doing only response type. Right heading we have told this 200 is telling a number which is telling everything is okay. Okay. Just a success code or some failure code and all we can set. Some website if it is not loading it will show an error value. No, 404 error is occurred like that. Something we can show like that. So in this 200 we are telling is everything is okay. So only 200 value we have set there. Now response we are sending like this. So this is the function definition we have given. Now your create server function is closed there. Dot listen function we are using. So listen means the server which I created now with all these properties that will be ready there to accept the client connections and all or client request. With what port number? 8080 port number. So now this much is how we created a server with a port number of 8080. Okay. We created the server also plus we are telling if any client is coming to that server, what response that server should send back. That is this response only it is sending. Okay. Clear this thing? Any doubt? If any doubt is there, now you can ask me because we will continue with this way of programming only. So this is just the beginning only how we have to create a server using Node.js. Any doubt?
Ma'am, can you give an example where we could see this in real life? The server side?
Actually, we'll not be seeing the servers. You all are handling it which one only client side only. So if you create a website, there we need a backend side. That as a programmer you only knows.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. That you are not disclosing to anyone outside for your normal end user don't know all those things. So this is as a programmer you are creating this backend setup. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So as a programmer, what we will be? Yes, ma'am.
See, this is just we are telling is a server. So that server it is accepting the request now. I told what we are giving that sign in option means their username password is typed. That is a request I'm sending. Plus connecting to the server side, we have a database connection also. Okay, some other part also will be there. In the databases, the data is fetching from that and checking the user input. What is the username and password? Right now, what I type, that value it is checking with the already saved data from the databases. If it is matching, we should send a proper response. All these steps now it is handling using this server only. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Got it?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now
Thank you.
we just learning how to create the server side. That's it. Not with the database center. That later it will come. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
See this much only. So listen function also I have to use it, and the port number you have to tell it. This is the commonly used port number for the web server. Okay, if you take any web server, that will be in this port number only 8080, like our Apache I told you, that is the name of one of the commonly used web server we have. So here this is the port number. You have to remember this port number, then only you can access your server. Okay, fine. This much. This I saved with my first.js. That is a file name I have given for this particular file. .js extension also I have given there. Okay. Open your command prompt again. Same folder only I have saved this file also. Initiate your program. Okay. So before and all we have initiated only the console based application only. Now I have done. Now what also we have to do? Web based which I stored there. So my first.js. Same command only. Node is the command. Space your file name. Press enter. So it is at the ready state like that. How I can view this server now? Okay, some response we are getting. We are telling no. How the server we will be knowing? You open your web browser which you are using. Okay. Here you type first the protocol. HTTP colon. Okay, and this slashes local host that represents IP address of your system. Okay, if you don't know IP address also, no need to worry. You can just type the name what local host we can type it colon port number. So what is the port number we have created now with our server is 8080. So you type this one, the address bar of your web browser. So see, I got the message what hello world. So now server is already ready there. I used the node command to initiate my server there. Okay, that is at the ready state. Web browser I am using for what? As a client I used the web browser. Okay, so when the web browser is connecting to this particular port number, your server is already ready there with a response message what? Hello world that got displayed in your web. Clear this thing? Any doubt? How it worked is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so your web browser only the client, that you have to understand first. Okay, so whoever is coming to connect with this particular address. So what address I have typed there? HTTP I have typed it first, colon, then slashes. Okay, then localhost, that is the IP address of your system, colon, port number of your server. You created the server with 8080 port number, that also we specify. Press enter button. So this client connected to that server. So in the client side, we can view this message. So it is like just what I have sent a request, sign in option I have sent there. After that, when I'm connecting to that web browser, web server, it is loading the response page for me. Like my Gmail account page only is loading back to me. That much. That is only the response. Here we just displayed the hello message instead of that. Okay, fine. So this is how to create two different way of Node.js. Console based also you can create it. You can create web based. This one only we need. Which one? Web based. Okay. So those steps are important in every program like that. If it is a web-based, we need these steps always. We are creating require function we have used, and we told which module to include in my program now. That is HTTP. Why I used HTTP? Because we want request and response type of messages. That is stored in this variable HTTP. How to create a server? We used this create server function is used. In that, we used this function of 2 arguments, request and response. With a writing heading, we have told what is the content type to be showed there. We told it is HTML type. 200 is a status code we can tell for the success thing, or this coding or this server don't have any problem to show that one, only 200 value we have specified. While ending that one, we have told to respond back to which one, hello world message. Last thing, listen function. There I have to specify what port number this server is using. Okay, so this is about how to create your web server using Node.js. Okay, fine. This is built-in things only I have used. That HTTP module, it was a built-in module. Using that one only, now I have access to all those things. You can create your own modules. Its modules is nothing but JavaScript files only. Whatever JavaScript coding we are writing, that type of files only we are creating as a module. So if I have any user-defined modules is there which I have created, that again I can include into my current application. Okay. For that, we have to use a keyword exports. Exports keyword to make properties and methods available outside the module file. So there, I think if anyone remember that one, by using the React.js also, from one file to another file, any connection if you want in React.js, there also we told which keyword, export keyword we told there. So that export default that file name if you specify, that will automatically connect to that one. Same example here also. Okay. So if you want any user defined module to connect to your current application, exports keyword, we have to use it there. We'll see one example for this. So this is one file. Exports dot, a variable we have used is my date and time equal to a function. It is returning our date object. I think you remembering the date object and all which we have used in our JavaScript. Same class only I have used, date class, returning that object value. So we have told there exports dot my date and time function is like this, which is returning this value from that function. Okay. Now, where I can use this one. So this is the actual program. We have first included our normal HTTP. Now, another one more module I want to include it. No. So that also we are including using which one? Require function, specified our file name. So that file I saved with the name my first module. That name only we have specified. Here dot and slash indicates this both are in the same file like that. Otherwise I have to specify the path. Drive column, that path I have to specify there. Dot slash indicates they both are in the same folder or in the same location. Again, there also we are creating a server. Same thing. Now, here you see what is the difference. Now, if I want to display, I can use one more function that is write. So response dot write we are using, not with the end. So that way also I can respond back a message. Plus, specifically you want to display using a function and all means we have a write function there. Okay, to display any messages to your web browser or to the client side, we have a write function. So inside the write function, what we are typing is the date and time is currently the dt. dt is the value which I get from this module. So dt dot my date and time, that is a function which I have created here. So see, okay, that value we are accessing. How it is possible to access that one? Because already I told to include that module name in my current program. Ending the response, so end function we have to use it there. Last, listen with port number 8080. Clear this thing? Any doubt? Now, this also how to initiate. No. So now currently it is working with the first program only. I just opening another command prompt we are opening. So that is in the same location. Now my file name is demo module dot js. This is also web-based application only. So now it is ready there. Your server is created and server is ready. When it will get initiate or when it will get response means how to open your web browser. Type which one, http:/localhost 8080. So see, now I got this particular content. So date and time currently it is showing that current date and time for us. So any doubt in these things? Everyone clear about how to create a server, how to access that one in your client side, or else how to create a different module, how to access that module in your current program and showing that content to the user in the web browser. This much is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So that one only we have to do. Now about HTTP module, if you want to tell me, to include that one we have done with the require method. So that module can create a server that listen to the server ports and give response back to the client. That only we have seen. How to create that server? Create server function is there. We can use that one to create that. Okay. We have a console module which will provide a simple debugging console similar to the JavaScript console mechanism provided by the website. So while learning the JavaScript only, I told separately no need of any translation software and to convert into machine understandable form. We don't want separately no translation software for which language JavaScript, because if I am using the Google Chrome web browser, their inbuilt JavaScript translator engine is there. How that it is working? Similar manner we are creating this debugging console. Okay, so that console module we can use to provide a simple debugging console similar to your JavaScript console. So there are 3 console methods are there to print that stream value or to write into that output streams and all. We already used this law which is used to display simple message on the console. Console.err error is there, so to display or to render any error message on the console. So like this we have to use it there. So console.error. Inside that we creating an object for our error class. I think this error class also you remembering which we have used in the JavaScript. Okay. So this is some messages we are printing there. Some error messages I want to show in my console window. For that console.error function we can use. In that new error is an object of error type. This is the value for the object we are telling. Now one more is there, that is warning. That function is used to display some warning messages on the console window. Okay, so log function, error function and warning. I'm not showing that one with output and all because just it will display in the console window only. You create a file. There you can type this console.error and save the file with the name and .js extension. Open command prompt, type node command and your file name. If you press enter button, there itself I'll get the output. That is a console applications. Web application means how to access the port number there. That's it. Okay, so this things are not, you can only try it. Okay, fine. So this is the basic things about which one? Node.js. Now we have to learn how file management we can implement it there using the server side Node.js and how this Node.js is connecting with database. Okay, it is server side only, no. So database is all working in the backend position only. So how the data will be stored, how the data will be fetching from the databases using the Node.js. Okay, that only we have to learn in the backend. File management also important because when you create an application, web application, there you are giving upload your picture or something like that, an option is there. So there in the database, the file should be uploading, should create a file location and there it is permanently storing your images and all. Correct? No. So that how to implement it there. Or else you can think in your exam time and all, they will be uploading or that link they will be giving to download your admission tickets. So when you click on that button or when you click on the link, that is create or that is downloading in your computer. That is also file management we have to do it there. So that only next we are going to learn. So that I will do next class. So you just see what all things we have done today. If any doubt is there, you can ask me next class. Okay? Is this clear? I need to explain today.
Yes, ma'am.
You got an idea about Node.js?
They have some
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow we'll continue how to use with your database, file management, all those things we'll see next class. Okay, this video has been sent and for you asked about that notes and all, no, PPT is also asked plus programs also. So I'll just tell you tomorrow how we'll be able to give you. Okay, in which form it is giving you that and all. I'll just inform you tomorrow. Okay, fine. So you can refer those programs and all. Then you can create your web applications.
Okay, ma'am. And yesterday's recording was not sent.
Yesterday's recording, no, that we'll send.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Any other doubts? Anyone have any other doubts? Okay, so then we'll continue tomorrow. Okay.